Okay, so today we're going somewhere I honestly never thought we'd end up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know me, I love digging into the strange corners of the internet.
Mm.
But this one takes the cake. So imagine this. You're planning a trip to Thailand, right? Beaches, temples, the whole shebang.
Sounds relaxing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You decide, "Hey, let's check out Pattaya." Known for its nightlife, right? So you're browsing online, looking for some after dark entertainment,
Right?
and you come across a website for a place called The Castle.
The castle. I'm intrigued already.
Me too.
Hmm.
The name conjures up images of, and maybe some ancient ruins, a historical landmark.
Or like a really fancy high-end club.
Right, something majestic. But then you click on the website and, well, things take a turn.
Turn how?
It turns out the castle is a fetish and BDSM club.
Ah, okay. So that's the rabbit hole we're going down today.
Exactly. And it's celebrating its 20th anniversary, apparently. So they've been around for a while.
Well, that's certainly a niche market.
You could say that. So today, dear listener, you're joining us on a deep dive into the world of the Castle Pattaya. As always, we're going to be using their website as our primary source.
Excellent. Always good to go straight to the source.
We want to understand what this establishment offers, what kind of experience someone might have based purely on the information they present online.
So think of it as a virtual tour of a very unconventional tourist attraction.
Exactly. And, as always, we'll be your objective and unbiased guides.
Navigating this digital landscape with open minds and hopefully a few laughs along the way.
All right, so first impressions of the website.
Well laid out, actually.
I was going to say, the website itself is surprisingly well organized.
Yeah, for a business that caters to, let's say, specific tastes.
Right. They've even got translations in English, Japanese, and Russian.
Clearly aiming for an international clientele.
Definitely. And they're not shy about who their target audience is either. Right on the homepage, it says, the hashtag one fetish and BDSM club in Pattaya.
Straight to the point.
No beating around the bush. But they're also very quick to emphasize the importance of legality and consent.
Yes. There's a very prominent disclaimer about being 21 or older and understanding local laws.
Right. And there's another statement that says, domination and fetish behavior is not prostitution.
Important distinction to make.
Absolutely. Seems like they're setting clear boundaries and expectations from the get-go.
Which makes sense given the nature of their establishment.
Exactly. Now, for anyone who might not be familiar with the world of fetish and BDSM.
It's essentially a spectrum of interests and practices.
Right. And it revolves around consent, communication, and negotiated boundaries.
The key elements there.
Always. And they seem to be fostering a sense of community around these interests, too. They mention an exclusive Telegram group.
Ah, yes. For like-minded individuals to connect.
I imagine there's some in-depth discussions happening there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into some of the attractions the castle has to offer.
The attractions.
Well, they have a free flow promotion on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Free flow of what?
Unlimited beers, wines, and spirits.
Wow. Even some premium brands are included.
So if you're on a budget but have a certain adventurous spirit.
The castle's got you covered.
Indeed. But then for those seeking a more, shall we say, exotic experience,
Let's hear it.
there's the Nyotaimori experience.
What now?
Nyotaimori. And the website describes it very matter-of-factly as the Japanese tradition of serving sushi from the body of a lady.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued and slightly bewildered.
Right. They even list the price, 990 baht per person. And you have to pre-order 24 hours in advance.
I can only imagine the logistics involved.
I'm picturing someone calling up like, yeah, can I get the body sushi for tomorrow? 2 people, please. Oh, and could you ask if she prefers wasabi or ginger?
I mean, it's all very surreal when you say it like that.
Right. Like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe that's part of the appeal.
It's certainly not your average night out.
Not at all. And it seems they're quite attentive to customer feedback, too.
Oh, really?
How so?
Well, they've introduced a monthly couples night due to many requests, apparently. Interesting. So what's special about couples night?
The female partner gets free entry, and her first drink is on the house.
Ah, a strategic move to attract a wider audience, perhaps?
Possibly. So as you can see, the Castle Pattaya is definitely not your average nightclub.
That's an understatement.
But what I find particularly interesting is how they present themselves online.
Yeah, it's surprisingly transparent for a subject matter that some might consider taboo or sensitive.
It's almost refreshing. They're not being coy or suggestive. They're just laying it all out there, matter-of-factly.
Like, this is what we do. Take it or leave it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're committed to data protection, too. They have a clear privacy policy, which is crucial in this context.
Absolutely. And for those who are truly intrigued, they can join the mailing list.
Stay updated on all the events and promotions. So there you have it. The Castle Pattaya, as seen through the lens of their website.
A glimpse into a world that many might find surprising, to say the least. It's like they're walking this tightrope between, professional and playful.
Right. It's a very strange mix.
On one hand, it's all very straightforward, almost clinical in how they describe the services.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's this underlying element of fantasy and intrigue.
It's like they're saying, we're professionals.
Yeah.
We take consent and safety seriously. But we're also here to help you explore your wildest desires.
Precisely. And that kind of duality is reflected in the clientele they seem to be targeting, too.
Yeah, I mean, with the multiple language options and the range of services from budget-friendly drinks to the,
It's a Nyotaimori.
Yeah, the Nyotaimori. It's like they're casting a wide net.
Speaking of which, I can't help but chuckle at the sheer absurdity of it all.
Oh, my God, I know. Can you imagine trying to explain that to someone who's never heard of it?
Oh, yeah, it's sushi. But it's served off a naked woman.
Don't worry, it's totally hygienic and consensual. They have a disclaimer on the website.
Exactly. It's just one of those things that sounds like it's straight out of a fever dream.
But then again, maybe that's part of the appeal for some people.
Oh, absolutely. It's stepping outside the ordinary. Pushing boundaries, culinary boundaries, and it also speaks to the broader context of tourism in Pattaya. I mean, it's a city known for its nightlife. And let's be honest, it's sex industry.
Right.
So, in a way, the castle is just another facet of that, albeit a rather unconventional one.
It's almost like they've taken something that's often shrouded in secrecy or taboo and brought it out into the open.
Presented it in this professional, almost mainstream way.
And that's where the internet comes in. It allows for these communities to form around shared interests.
No matter how niche or unconventional.
Exactly. And websites like the Castles provide a platform for those communities to connect, share information, even engage in commerce.
It's a form of empowerment in a way.
Taking something that was once hidden in the shadows and bringing it into the digital age.
With all the transparency and accessibility that comes with it.
Of course, there are ethical considerations, too. We have to acknowledge that the sex industry, in all its forms, can be fraught with exploitation and abuse.
Absolutely. It's important to be aware of those potential pitfalls, even while we're exploring this website with a sense of humor and curiosity.
Right. The Castle's emphasis on consent and legality is a step in the right direction.
But it's ultimately up to individuals to educate themselves, make informed choices, and engage in these activities responsibly.
It's a reminder that even in the realm of fantasy and pleasure, there's still a need for critical thinking and ethical awareness.
I think that's a key takeaway from this deep dive. It's not just about looking at a website for a fetish and BDSM club.
It's about prompting a wider conversation.
About societal norms, personal boundaries, the complex relationship between pleasure ethics and the internet.
Well said. So as we wrap up this rather unconventional digital expedition, we're left with a few questions to ponder.
What does the existence of a place like the Castle and the way it presents itself online tell us about the evolving landscape of tourism, of entertainment, of personal expression in the 21st century?
And how do we reconcile our curiosity, maybe even our amusement, with the very real ethical considerations that surround these topics?
It's a lot to unpack, for sure, but like any good deep dive, it's the journey, not just the destination. So we've spent quite a bit of time now in the digital realm of the Castle Pattaya.
We have.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting journey, to say the least.
I think it really shows the power of the internet to connect people with, those niche interests.
Right. And to provide a platform for businesses that cater to them.
Exactly. And even though the castle might not be for everyone,
Definitely not.
their website is a fascinating example of how to market yourself with transparency and directness.
Even in an industry that can be, stigmatized or misunderstood.
Absolutely. And it reminds us that what might seem shocking or unusual in one culture
Can be totally normal in another.
Exactly. Travel, both physical and digital, can be a real eye-opener.
It challenges our preconceived notions and broadens our understanding of the world.
Speaking of travel, would you actually visit the castle if you were in Pattaya?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think it would depend on, personal interests and comfort levels. But I can definitely see the appeal of experiencing something truly unique.
Stepping outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a great point. It's not about endorsing or condemning any particular activity.
It's about recognizing the diversity of human experiences.
and the ways in which people choose to express themselves.
Exactly. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway from this whole deep dive.
It's about embracing curiosity
Challenging assumptions.
and engaging in respectful dialogue.
Even when faced with topics that might seem strange or taboo at first glance.
Well said. So to all our listeners out there, we hope you've enjoyed this journey into the world of the Castle Pattaya.
It's certainly given us all a lot to think about.
It has.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe it's even inspired some of you to do a little more research on your own.
Just remember what we said about private browsing windows.
Discretion is key, especially when venturing into uncharted digital territories.
On that note, I think we'll wrap up this rather unconventional exploration.
We've explored the website, learned about fetish and BDSM,
And even discussed body sushi?
all in a day's work, right?
Indeed. So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, the world is full of surprises.
Some more unexpected than others. Thanks for joining us, Wei Yao.